Welcome back to my channel. This is the third part of my EF Ultimate Christmas Market trip. We are in Germany now, Munich to be specific. So we had a little bit of free time while we were waiting for the tour guide to show up. This is actually a famous plaza in Munich. It's like in the heart of Munich. And they also had a Christmas market going on. So we were exploring that. Went to some local shops like this one. We got to try some food. This was Spatzel. There was also beer halls open. And we were just going up and down the alleyways while we were waiting for the tour guide. So it was a bit cold outside, so we headed to a cafe to go get some tea. And the tea was actually so good, like it was really refreshing and it was a decent price. So after we had our tea, we headed back to the plaza we started at to meet up with the tour guide. So this tour guide, he was very knowledgeable, but he also had a little bit of humor. He let us know that only certain people are certified to talk about the true history that happened in Munich, especially dealing with World War II. He took us on a road that showed us all of the beer halls and the beer gardens. He told us if you don't like beer, you gotta try Augustiner beer, which is right here. So as we continued, we walked past some popular landmarks, and the tour guide did give us a brief history on each one. He also taught us about the traditional outfits that they wear, and he let us know, especially for the dresses, based on the knot, it tells you the marital status of that lady. As we were walking, we came upon 4 lions. Each one has a different meaning. And if you rub the lion's nose, then it's supposed to bring you some luck. So we came upon a historical site. Our tour guide let us know what took place here and what each lion meant and what each statue meant. Then we headed across the street to another Christmas market. This Christmas market was really charming, and we ended up getting some hot chocolate. So after the tour, we headed back to Augustiner, the beer hall, to try the Augustiner beer. It was very packed and it was hard to get in, but luckily the manager allowed us to come in and try the beer. I'm not a beer fan, I'm more of a wine person, but this was probably the best beer I've ever had. After trying the beer, we headed out to see the Christmas lights and to see some of the decorations that Munich had to offer. So that was the first day in Munich. So the next day, we had a lot of free time and everyone did what they wanted to do. So I headed to the English Garden, which is a very scenic park in Munich. While we were there, we met this man that was surfing. So we walked to the top of the garden to see if they had any Christmas market stalls open. They did have some that were open, but there was like 1 or 2, so it really wasn't worth it. So we decided to head back down to go explore more of Munich. So we were on a mission to find this fire tongs punch that was recommended by our tour guide that day, and the person I was with, she was looking for a schnitzel that wasn't made out of pork. And we ended up finding a place called Andy's Crabble Garden, and they had the turkey one, but I had a pork one that was kind of like a cordon bleu. That was like the most delicious thing I've had in Germany, so I recommend going there. So after we ate, we wanted to tag up with some people, but some of them were still at the BMW Museum. Others went and traveled a little bit of ways to go to a Pride Christmas market. Then we ended up just going to another Christmas market. It was a Vikings Christmas market, and they had really cool souvenirs. This was chocolate made out of just random items. We headed back to the hotel after that. We asked the staff to see if they had any Christmas markets that were nearby, and they recommended this Christmas market. We had to walk about 10-15 minutes to get there. It was pretty cool. They had like a bunch of different foods out there. They had a circus themed Christmas market. It was inside a tent. We were able to find that fire tongs punch that I mentioned earlier here. It was hard to find that throughout the day because there aren't as many that actually set it on fire. They had a whole bunch of food. They had smoked salmon, they had crepes, they had live music, they had really cool souvenirs also out there. So I recommend, if they have it this year, to go. That concluded our night in Munich. It was time to head back to the road to our next destination. So we actually made a pit stop to the castle that inspired the Disney Sleeping Beauty castle. We got to take some photos right before we were taken up by the city bus to go to the top near the castle. So once we were done with our photos, we headed back to the bus to head towards the richest country, Liechtenstein. In this center, we got our passport stamps, and we tried to see if the Christmas stalls were open, but unfortunately there was a holiday, so all of them were closed. We got to see their castle. There were a couple events happening, like they had skating and other stalls open, so we were able to get like a little snack before we headed back on the bus towards Switzerland. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to like and subscribe if you would like to see more content like this, and tune in for my next video to Switzerland.